Hi everyone, this is Ryan Hoyme, the AK Massage Nerd. And tonight we have two special guests, Andrea Lipomi, hi, and Allissa Haines. Say
Hey,
hi.
Hey guys, everybody.
hey!
So we'll be doing a little bit of everything tonight with different kind of topics. Some people submitted some questions, so we'll be answering. So Allissa, what kind of questions we got so far?
Oh, wow, we're jumping right to that. Okay. Well, since I was clearly not prepared for that question, all right, so let's just jump right in. Somebody on Facebook asked, how do you manage modalities and specializations? Do you have a certain number of them? How do you focus? So, Andrea, do you have any specific modalities or specializations?
Yes, Alyssa, I do. I focus on relaxation massage. I do that because it is my first love. It is what I feel I'm very good at, and I appreciate the benefits of it. I also enjoy performing it. And my subsequent specialties, including skincare, and within the next couple of weeks, as soon as my license arrives in the mail, my nail technology license, um, I I feel like the relaxation spa modalities are my wheelhouse. Was that word overused during the last election? Can I use wheelhouse?
Fine.
Um, um, yeah, so that's how I became a spa girl.
Rock on. You go. Ryan, you're still practicing, right? A couple of clients here and there?
Yep. So yeah, every now and then. But what I mostly focus on is more treatment areas. And that's what I've been good at for many years, and that's where I kind of focus at too, because that's how I kind of got a following again for when people have aches and pains, and then it's mostly friends um, suggesting they should get a massage from me, so that's how it's kind of blossomed from that. And I haven't even had to advertise yet, so I'm just busy enough that I need to be, so just a few a week that I give. It's because I got so many other things going on, but I'm happy that way.
Have you gone back to teaching? Are you teaching?
Nope. It's been about a little over 2 years now since the last time I taught, just because the whole downturn in education in a way. There wasn't a lot of schools were starting to close. A lot students weren't enrolling as much too, but that's kind of the trend across the United States. But hopefully that will pick up soon.
Rockin'. So I have a very general practice, and within that I have, I would say, really two specialties at this point that I really do a fair amount of. So I do a decent amount of prenatal massage, and then I'm doing more and more pediatric massage. And there was a real close run for a while about whether or not I had like more athletes versus more kids, and it's kind of been like not being able to figure out which one I was going to dive into more, but I think the pediatric stuff is starting to pick up. So I actually, when I was teaching some marketing stuff this weekend at the New England Regional Conference, we were talking about how do you focus, if you do more than one thing, how do you focus your marketing? Do you just kind of ignore one niche and go all in on another? Or what do you do? And we talked a lot. I read an article last week where someone talked about you don't necessarily have a clientele of like 400 people. You have 4 different clienteles of 100 people each. So if I open my file cabinet drawer and I've got 400 files, I've probably got 100 prenatal and young family kind of clients, prenatal, postnatal, whatever. And maybe I've got 100 amateur athletes doing like the crazy obstacle races on the weekends, and whatever. We can pick 2 other niches. But on any particular marketing effort or any particular blog post or campaign, I need to be thinking of one of those niches. I can't make all 400 people happy and super interested in one bit of information and in one campaign. So I've got to choose who I'm going to target and go all in on that, at least for a little while. And then when I've got as much of that as I want, then I can go all in on the next one. And it's not about turning away other clients who don't fit into those niches. It's just about focusing your marketing so you're getting more bang for your buck, and you've got a clear message when you're going out. I hope that answers the question that somebody asked.
Have you noticed if people tend to unfollow, unsubscribe from your emails and stuff like that when you do that, or is it help, you think?
I really don't, and it's funny because when I was preparing for one of the classes that I did was in advanced email marketing, and I looked a lot into what analytics you need to be most concerned about, and I read several articles that said you really don't need to. The two things that don't matter all that much are the unsubscribe rate, because people, if they don't want to hear your message, they're going to read the subject line and they're just going to delete it. Fewer people will unsubscribe. But my feeling is if the subject line is really, really clear about who I'm targeting, then the people interested in that are going to open that email. And the people who aren't are just going to delete it. And then they'll catch the next one the next time a subject heading really does speak to them. So as long as your subject headings are really good, that's what you really need to be concerned about. And you know, once you get your click-through rates to see if people are actually interacting with what you send them in an email. But that's, I think especially when you're in a community that's got like a lot of variety, people kind of get that. After one visit to my office, they kind of understand my flow, and I've got them. Then I get them on my email list, and it's not a problem.
And how many emails per month do you usually send out then?
It varies. I think in a perfect world, I think 2 emails a month, regular kind of, either whether you're emailing blog post content or you're doing some kind of conglomeration of little bits and pieces of information. I don't like to call them newsletters. I really want newsletters to go away. I'd rather see more 1 to 2 content emails, like with 1 to 2 topics on a regular basis. And I also think if you're doing like lots of last-minute appointment emails, those are kind of separate. So I'd like to see 2 regular communications, like every other Thursday, I think is really doable if you're motivated. And then on top of that, you could have a list of people who have opted into your last-minute appointment emails. So if you've, like, say you start your work week on a Tuesday, if on a Monday you send an email out saying, I've got a bunch of open appointments, that can get a lot of last-minute schedulers in. Andrea, are you doing any email stuff yet?
I am. I've been using MailChimp because you helped me with it, and Amber helped me with the template. And it's been good. I'm listening to what you're saying and remembering it for later, because I do have to work on switching up my subject lines, which I've been doing the last 2 months, now that I'm understanding more like how MailChimp works, because it hasn't even been a year since I started sending out a monthly newsletter. And yeah, I mean, so I try to do it the first week of every month. My schedule's all over the place a lot of the time, so it really depends on when I have time to do it. I am curious, though, if you know if there is, like, I don't know, an optimal day of the week to send out an email like that?
You know, it's interesting because it changes by industry. So you can look into that, and you can look at all the data, and you can say, I still have no idea when a massage therapist or a spa worker or you know, should send out an email. So the best way to know that is trial and error. You know, is to, for a couple of months, send them out on Tuesdays. And then for a couple of months, try sending them out on Wednesdays and compare it with itself, compare the interaction with itself. And ditto for time of day. You know, most of us do not have such huge email lists that level of specificity is that important. Like, we're operating on a pretty small scale. So yeah, if you are sending out 100,000 emails to a giant list and 5% of them are never getting touched or whatever, that's a lot of lost income. When you're dealing with us, who have, you know, lists of maybe 200 to 500 people, we're a little different. Our business structure is different. You know, we're not selling things online. So we're selling a service, an in-person service. So I say doing it is more important than getting hung up on the details of when you should do it. That's my theory. if you had a large business and you had multiple therapists and that was a big issue and you really needed to fill everybody's schedule, I would say dive into the analytics and go nuts. But at this point, most of us, like 80% of us, don't need that. We need to just work on quality of content and consistency in sending. That is it. That's the number one issue. Number two, 1 and 2 issues, quality and consistency. And it's just discipline. That's my theory on it.
Yeah, because I hear so many companies always wanting to buy email lists and everything else and stuff. And I mean, is that really beneficial then, or?
No, not on a massage practice level like ours. No, you want to grow your list by having a great subscription box on your website and by getting people's information and then by permission sending them the email. So like when you're out in the community doing any kind of share jobs or any kind of jobs out in the community or any networking events, you want to specifically get permission to add someone's email to your list. You don't just want to take someone's business card and then add them to your list without permission. Those are the best ways to really grow your list. And then, of course, off of your intake form when someone comes in and you get their permission. And because email is not just a tool to recruit new clients, it's a fantastic tool for retention and keeping up with people and reminding them that they love you and they love your service and they want to come give you money.
And what I noticed too is a lot of big companies, even massage companies, when I email them, they'll actually add me to their email list even without me opting in and stuff like that. And
yeah, that's a huge problem. There's a couple of companies out there right now doing some really shady stuff where I had one email exchange with like a VP of a company, and they put me on their email list, and it was like 5 requests to be taken off until I finally picked up the phone and called the VP. And I went a little batty, and I still got one more email after that, and I've heard several people have had the same problem with this company. Like one thing where like the VP emailed me about something, initiating something and wanting a blog post, and then I got on their list. Like I didn't even initiate contact, and that's just. It's sketch-tastic, man. It's gross. And same thing with cold calling people. Like, stop cold calling me. And I had to like complain to get taken off a cold call list. And yeah, that ain't cool. Don't do that. Stop it.
yeah, and then I know some people actually purchase programs to actually scrape the web so they can grab emails that way too and stuff. And it's like, oh.
Yeah. Oh, you know what's even worse? All of these new services popping up that are like massage listing services, and they like literally crawl the web to find massage businesses either through like licensure listings or whatever, and they put you in a listing on their website just like wellness.com used to do without my permission. And like all of a sudden, like I'm Googling myself or someone's like, hey, I saw your listing on blah, blah, blah. Do you endorse them? And I'm like, hells no. And then you have to like request to get your listing removed. That is not cool. Do not put my business on your website without me opting in. That's uncool. And if you find a business doing that, you email me because I would like to take them down. Not really. I'm too tired to take anybody down, but I'd like to give them a little crap. Just a little bit. So I have a question for Andrea. So how long... So you just passed your 1-year anniversary with Feetish, right?
Yes.
Okay, so I have a question in 2 parts. One, I would love to hear a little bit about Feetish because I know that people are like, what the hell, what word is she saying right now and why? And 2, specifically, I want to hear about how you use Instagram because there aren't a lot of massage therapists and body workers using Instagram, and you are nailing it. So,
oh, thank you.
No problem. And a little about Instagram. Bring it.
Yeah, you got it. Okay, so Feetish Spa Parlor, and yes, I use the word Feetish, which is Feetish, and I use the word parlor too, so don't get pissed off. Now's the time, everybody.
Are you a sex worker?
What?
Are you a sex worker? No.
Maybe. I don't know. Perhaps.
A legit person and a perfectly legit practitioner running a really great business, and no one thinks you're a hooker. Rock on.
Right. Thanks. So Feetish Spa Parlor started out last February as primarily a skincare day spa. It's very tiny. It's about 140 square feet, and it's located in downtown Las Vegas in a building with a lot of other awesome people who make things and have their art studios there and other creative endeavors going on. It's upstairs from a coffee house. I believe you've eaten there, Allissa. I do skincare treatments that have a lot of massage in them. However, the business itself is opened under my aesthetics license, which is a branch of the cosmetology board here in Nevada, as opposed to the state massage board. That's just a little background information. I did go to nail school for 7 months this past year. I just passed my 2 exams, a written exam and a practical exam where I had to do stuff on a fake plastic hand, and I'm waiting for my nail license to show up so I can start doing manis and pedis, because people would always ask, if your place is called Feetish, do you do pedicures? And I started to feel really dumb saying no. So anyway, that's Feetish Spa Parlor. And as far as Instagram goes, I don't use Twitter a lot as a standalone social networking platform because I do not enjoy using Twitter. To me, it's boring. It's frustrating when you have to figure out what someone's Twitter handle is when it really has nothing to do with their name. Like I just don't have the energy for that. And there aren't pictures like right on the Twitter feed. So hats off to everybody out there who's really into Twitter. It's just not like a good fit for me. But Instagram is all pictures all the time, and now even videos. I don't really get too much into videos, but I really like taking pictures and then editing them and posting them on Instagram. So where my business is located in downtown Las Vegas, it's a tech-savvy, art-savvy, culturally savvy demographic down there. There are a lot of small businesses that do operate on a shoestring budget, and social media is like a huge deal to them. So I've found, I don't know if you guys have found this too, for a while I relied on Facebook like really heavily for, shoestring budget, social networking promotion. And I still rely on them a lot, but I found fewer and fewer people are spending as much time on Facebook as they used to. And so I've been connecting with a wider group of people on Instagram, if that makes sense. I don't know what it is. I can't explain the migration from Facebook to Instagram, but promotion-wise, it's good. I mean, I take pictures of my specials board for the month. I take pictures of nail art. When I was in nail school, I challenged myself to do a daily Instagram hashtag Andrea's Beauty School Adventures. And people would just come up to me and say, oh my God, I've been following Andrea's Beauty School Adventures. And these are people who have been on my Facebook for like a year or longer and never even hit like. Like I didn't even know I was coming up on their radar. Like for all I knew, they had no idea I was going to nail school. But through Instagram, they did. So Instagram works for me. I have fun doing it. I have fun editing pictures. I have fun connecting with people on it. And I don't know. I guess that's it in a nutshell.
Yeah, and it seems like the new update to Facebook too is kind of putting more of an emphasis on photos too.
Yep, the new style of the news stream. Yeah, and it's and everybody's all up in like because Facebook pages, your posts don't have as much reach. We're finally starting to see that decline, and and that was the article came out a couple of days ago about that, and Facebook wants you to pay for advertising, as, well, they should. They're providing a service. It surprises me when somebody thought the free ride would last forever, and, like, it gets all pissy about the changes in Facebook. Like, Facebook's a business. Like, they're not running a not-for-profit, fun house. They're a business, and their intent has always been to make money, and their intent's going to be to make more money. And they are going to do that, by targeting us for advertising. Okay. We've kind of always known that we're the product. So it cracks me up when people are like, what's happening? When, the bulk of really high-quality marketers have been saying for years, you need a well-rounded online strategy. You cannot put all your eggs in a Facebook basket. So, starting to really embrace, especially the image-based social media like Instagram and Pinterest. But my favorite part about your story, Andrea, okay, there's like 2 or 3. One, you said you're in a neighborhood with a very tech-savvy, young, artistic environment, and they're on Instagram. So you identified your target clientele, your potential clients, and you went where they were. It's a bonus that platform's also more fun for you. So that's like a double whammy. But you also discovered that you don't like Twitter. It doesn't work for you. It's not the best platform. So you got the hell out. Like, I know you still got a Twitter, but that's not your primary form of interaction. Like, you figured that out and you let it go so that you could put more focus on Instagram. And I loved Andrea's Beauty School Adventures. Loved them.
Thank you.
And I watched that interaction happen. You'd post a picture, and the people would comment, and your clients and your potential clients and your colleagues and your community freaking loved watching you go to school. And that was huge. So, you've got this, you took that time, and I know you were working as well as being in school, and you took that time and that you were away from your practice, and you made it work for your practice. Because now all of these people, whether they were following you from the beginning or in the middle or even just now, can see that you love your job so much that you hustled to get even more education, to do more stuff there. Like, there's no better marketing tool than your passion for your work. And you executed that beautifully, like in a very human way and a very professional way. And that's why I wanted you here tonight, because you're awesome. You did quite a thing, and everyone needs to go to Instagram. And what's your Instagram handle? Is it Andrea Lipomi or is it Feetish?
It's Feetish Spa.
Okay. Little Miss bitching and moaning because people's Twitter handles don't match up with their names. Really?
Well, for me, and that brings up a good point too, is like in my, we'll say, community, my business community, I would rather be known as Feetish Spa Lady. I'd rather have someone call out Feetish Spa across the room, which has happened on more than one occasion, rather than say, oh, look, it's Andrea Lipomi. You know what I mean?
You made that choice, and that's beautifully done. Like, again, you thought about your branding, you thought about how you wanted to be known, and then you applied that. My friend Greg always says, think about what you want people to say about you. When you're not in the room, what do you want people to say about you and your work? And then be that person. Be that massage therapist, because that's, and you figured that out. You know how you want people to know you, and you're making that happen. So, Ryan, do we have any live questions?
Yeah, I just got one through Facebook. This one's directed towards Andrea. It says, "Hi, Andrea. This is Donna. I moved to Idaho to be here for my kids and watch grandbabies. Daughter number 1 with 5 kids is now a stay-at-home mom, and daughter number 2 with 2 kids will be using a preschool. So this will allow me to go from a very part-time to almost full-time. I am healing from major surgery right now, and once I'm cleared to work again, I want to have a grand opening. As with Andrea, I am a relaxation spa therapist. I also live on the 17th hole of a country club. Any ideas?"
Hi, Donna. Congrats on the move, and congrats on being closer to the family. Like, are you looking for grand opening ideas specifically? Was that mostly what she's looking for, Ryan?
Yeah, that's what it's looking. Yep.
Okay. Well, let's see. I had a grand opening, and I feel like it was successful, even though in my community I wasn't particularly well known, and my business wasn't particularly well known at the time. But I didn't spend, the only money I guess you could say I spent on advertising it was printing out little flyers to like put in businesses in the area. But I reached out to a few local writers who, there's a really good blog at dtlv.com that stands for Downtown Las Vegas. So my grand opening was posted there, and I think that helped with the turnout. And there are other businesses in the area that sent out social media notices about my event too, so that was really helpful. Then this past December, I had a holiday party at my office, and that was extremely well attended. I was thrilled with how it turned out. I was happy with the people who came out and showed their support, and it was amazingly fun. It was basically a PlayStation karaoke brie feast where I had a really delicious spread of food, a lot of brie cheese and crackers, and Nutella, and we brought our TV from home, brought it down to the office, set up the PlayStation from home, and sang PlayStation karaoke from like noon to 11 p.m. Tons of people showed up. I made a few sales that day, including some gift certificate sales, so that was good. But that wasn't my focus. My focus wasn't, ringing the cash register that day during the event. It was, let's have a memorable event where people have a great time, where they feel comfortable, where they get to spend time with me and maybe talk to me about random stuff like the Sandman comic books and Star Trek, and bond over, common interests that way. And it was a huge success. So I know I'm talking about a holiday party now, but that's my hope for you, Donna, is that your grand opening shindig gives you the same warm, fuzzy feeling that my holiday party gave me.
And then she also asked another question, so either you can answer this. And also how to work in a golf course.
Oh, I'm probably not the best person to answer that question because I've never worked on a golf course. I don't know that I've ever even been on a golf course. Do you guys know?
Have you, Allissa?
I've done some very limited things. I've done some chair massage at events that some of my clients had, like charity tournaments and stuff. So I think the first thing to do is to meet the owners or their managers, to head on in there and clubhouse, pro shop, I'm not sure, I forget the terminology, but you got to meet people there and see if they're, make sure they don't already have somebody, or I know people who've done some golf work, and it can be chair massage at the end of the course or at the beginning of the course to get yourself known. And I'm not saying free chair massage. I'm saying, if there's an opportunity to set up a chair and work for tips or for a set amount, I think that can be a great start. Do you have any special training for golfers? I'm Ralph Stevens at ralphstevens.com. And it's RALPH and then Stevens with a PH as well, has a great, at least one, maybe more DVDs about working massage on golfers, I think. And then he's got one about certain stretching and stuff to be better at golf. He's got like this whole be better at golf regimen that you can do on people. I think you can also teach them. It's like a self-care thing as well. That'd be if you're gonna retail it all, that'd be a kicking product to retail, is that DVD for golfers. So if you don't have special training that could target some golf-related issues, I would do that. Golfer's elbow. Maybe look at some of the other practitioners in the area, like a local chiropractor, some PTs. If you've got PTs in that area as well, they're likely working on a lot of those golfers. So I'd probably connect with them. But I think the first step is to go and meet the owner, manager of the golf course, and probably start there and see if there's an opportunity for you there, and then how you can branch out. And they can also give you, their golf pros are probably going to know the best physical therapists and stuff around, and you're going to want to meet their golf pros and maybe take a lesson or two. If you don't already play golf, take a couple of lessons so that, one, you can meet at least one or two golf pros, and two, so that you know what hurts when golfers golf and you can treat it better. And those are my suggestions, Donna.
And for myself, when I had my full-time business back in the day, I actually worked at a golf course 4 hours a week, and I had it easy just because I was good friends with the general manager there. So that's how he was able to get me in there, and I just had to prove that I had liability insurance, and he didn't charge me at all because he thought that was actually a nice draw for that day when I came in there then. So I always went in on the Saturday in the afternoon for 4 hours when they're more busy than that way. So I kept busy the whole time then and charged what I wanted to too.
Sweet. So yeah, I think those are good starts. Any other questions popping up, Ryan?
Nope, not yet.
All right, so I'm just going to go back to my little notes where I had some. Oh, wait, what time is it? Okay, so it's 10:30, so we're halfway through the show. So let's make our big announcement. Andrea, do you want to do it?
Sure. Okay, so the World Massage Festival this summer is July 20th through 23rd. Correct me if I'm wrong, Allissa. And it's going to be in Vegas. I don't know when the next time it's going to be in Vegas is. It could be years and years and years from now, so we're making the most of it this year. Alyssa's going to come out for it. Ryan's going to come out for it. And as some of you guys might know, the three of us, in addition to some other lovely participants, blog regularly on theyoungthumbs.com about massage-ish stuff. And we are going to have a spectacular Young Thumbs event on July 24th, which is the day immediately following the World Massage Festival. So it will be in Vegas. It will be very downtown Las Vegas centric, and there's going to be a lot of food involved and a lot of chatting and a lot of creativity and fun.
Tell me, I'd like you to tell everyone a little bit about what the neighborhood downtown Las Vegas is like. 'Cause the first time I heard you say I'm in downtown Las Vegas, I'm like, oh, you're right outside the Bellagio with the dancing fountains. And that's actually not true. It's quite a different neighborhood, right?
Yeah, it's so maybe some of you are familiar with the Fremont Street experience, where a lot of the older casinos, like the Golden Nugget, the Four Queens, the Plaza, and most of those are under the big canopy that has like light shows that go on at night and stuff. So that's located in downtown Las Vegas, and then there are other areas that are to the east and the west of, basically speaking, of the Fremont Street experience, where there's these pockets of community springing up where people, a lot of entrepreneurs primarily, and creatives are making shit happen. So I'm in the Fremont East Entertainment District, that's one word for it, Fremont East for short, and it's really awesome to see the fast pace at which cool concepts are coming to life there. This past fall, winter, this container park opened up right down the street from my office, where they took repurposed shipping containers and then other like prefab shipping container-ish looking things and put restaurants and bars and boutiques in them and art galleries. There's like just other random shops and boutiques and really unique dining establishments opening up. It's just like, it's really cool to see people making things happen, not only for themselves but for the community too. And that's just in my part of downtown Las Vegas. There are other parts where, you know, other entrepreneurs and creatives are opening art galleries and just crazy awesome stuff. And there's something going on every day down there, and I can't wait for you guys to hang out with me, and I'll, you know, give you the whirlwind tour.
Yay! So we're thinking we'll do a one-day thing, and this is a save the date. We're working on details. In the next month or so, everything should be coming together. And we're not going to start at like the crack of dawn in the morning, because we don't do that. So we're going to start having a really great relaxed lunch, and then an afternoon workshop of some kind. We haven't decided exactly. We expect it to be a small group, so maybe some interactive peer mentoring, maybe some mastermind stuff, maybe a couple of topics that certain people in the group focus on to kind of co-teach. We haven't figured that out. We want it to be really interactive. This is not, our afternoon workshop will not be as someone standing at the front of the class lecturing you type of thing. That's not where we're rolling. And then like a great dinner, and then just, you know, optional recreation stuff. Super crazy affordable. We're working on like a, you come and pay your own way for the meal, and a very small fee to kind of cover our costs for the afternoon workshop, but small. This isn't going to be a $200, $300 day, unless you eat a lot and buy my drinks. In this case, it will be. So that's our vision. Ryan, do you have anything to add?
No, it's just going to be great to get to somewhere where it's warm.
Oh, it'll be hot. It'll be blazing hot in July here, let me tell you.
But everything's air conditioned, so that'll be awesome.
Yep.
I'm excited. I've never been to the World Massage Festival, so I'm super, super excited. And Mike Hinkle actually emailed me a couple weeks ago, so I'm even more excited about it. And I'm totally not taking any classes. So I am going to get to just talk to people and mingle and be mellow, and this is kind of my vacation. So I'm really excited, and if you've never seen Andrea and I together in the same place, it's a little ridiculous. And ditto for Ryan and I. And I don't think the three of us, we've never been in a room together, all three of us, have we?
No, this is long overdue.
Yeah, so we're also going to do some evil planning for the future of the Young Thumbs, which I think is going to be interesting and awesome. And, okay, that's all I have to say about that.
Yeah, and then Leslie asks a question, what role does a therapist membership in a national massage organization play in their marketing?
Sorry, I had to turn off my space heater. So it was getting warm in here. So what role does it play in marketing? Does anybody else have a great answer off the fly here?
And it was, to make sure I understand the question, it was membership in a national organization, correct?
Yep.
Well, I'll start by saying, for me personally, I still work 1 day a week at a resort spa here in town, and I have a loyal clientele there as well. And honestly, don't get mad at me. Like, ABMP, I love you, and I do have a membership with you, but nobody knows it. I mean, it doesn't matter to that resort spa clientele. And as far as my other business goes, it doesn't matter to them either. Sorry.
No, I think it's okay. I think for some clienteles it's important, and for some it's not. So I think that so for me, when I was very involved in AMTA, it wasn't so much being able to like slap the AMTA logo on my door or whatever, as much as it was my clients knowing that sometimes I was away at conferences because of this thing I participated in. So while they probably couldn't have recognized it from the logo necessarily, they knew that I was active in my professional organization, and that meant something to them. Because just like we said before, the best form of marketing is exhibiting passion for your business and for your profession. So my clientele knowing that I volunteered heavily for a long time, a solid 6 years at least, that meant something to them. The name of the organization, a little bit here and there. Last year when AMTA did their big ad campaign, and they did have a print ad in many newspapers in major cities, and they had one in the Boston area. And a couple of my clients were like, "Hey, is that your people?" And so that's cool. You know, now I am card carrying for ABMP. I still work for AMTA at the chapter level. You know, my clients, they like knowing, I think they probably like seeing a logo. They like seeing something that says I participate. They like seeing that I'm insured. But I think it can play a role in that your passion for your business kind of can coincide with those things. Right now, I feel like nobody's doing a fantastic job, like, nationwide with media campaigns to make their organization stick out any better than anyone else for any particular consumers. Like, I don't think that the average Joe consumer thinks to myself, "Hey, I'm looking for a massage therapist. I'm going to find out if there's a major association and look at their listings." I think they happen upon the ABMP listing. They happen upon the AMTA listings because they're searching. Although I know at the chapter level, like AMTA did some great stuff for the Find a Massage Therapist AMTA listing stuff. So I think it could be different on a local level. I could be totally wrong. So I think I'm going to go with this answer. Meh. Sorry, Leslie.
Yeah. And then Melissa Finley, she asked about the golf topic from before. For golf events, ask if you can include coupons or some kind of call to action events, gift bags.
Did I lose you guys? Oh, there you are. So what I was just like, I totally flipped screens because I wanted to look up the web address for the Anatomy in Motion app, which is, so does everyone know who Melissa Finley is? If you don't, raise your hand. So Melissa Finley, along with her husband Joe Russ, are the creators, inventors of the Anatomy in Motion app, which if you just Google that, you'll totally find it. It's available for iPhones, iPads, I'm guessing iTouches. And it is the coolest anatomy app in the entire world, and you should totally check it out. She also runs an amazing, amazing labor of love Facebook page that is the, as far as we can tell, the most followed, the largest audience of massage therapists and body workers on Facebook, and our friend Melissa is running it. And it's something she does on her own, all by her lonesome. And it's probably one of the best Facebook pages you're going to find if you are a body worker or a massage therapist. So everyone, that's our plug for Melissa. We're very good friends, clearly. But even before we were really good friends, I loved her app. And she's brilliant. That would be a great idea to put some kind of call to action or coupon in those materials. Yay. So I have a big question that actually flows really well into what Leslie asked. Somebody asked us, it was Dr. Chris Moyer on Facebook, who is a brilliant researcher, academic dude, who wrote a great book that is in front of me right now. Hang on, it's under my computer because it's always on my desk, and right now I needed it to hold up my computer. It's Massage Therapy, Integrating Research. This is sounding like a big promo, but you guys, I'm sorry, my friends ask good questions. Massage Therapy, Integrating Research and Practice, Critical Thinking Best Practices and Future Directions to Advance the Profession by Trish Dryden and Christopher A. Moyer. So it makes sense that he would ask us the question. I'm going to put you on the spot, Ryan, first. What is the most pressing issue in the profession of massage therapy? The most pressing issue.
Not enough therapists getting into the field, I would say, right now.
Expand on that. I want to know more.
Yeah. Just over the last few years, a few years ago, they said massage was supposed to be one of the fastest growing professions, but now there's a lot of massage schools closing, not as many people getting into the field, and then also the average life expectancy is like 2 years in the field. Yeah, because the ELAP, they just came out with some stats, some things that they've been, information they've been collecting over the years and stuff, and I mean, it's great for the therapists that are in the field right now, and the therapists that, I mean, massage students, because they're almost guaranteed to have jobs out there. That's the really nice thing about it. But for the longevity, because I mean, we're more of a voice and numbers kind of thing. So the more numbers we can have, and the more we can unite to, and the more if the associations and organizations can start getting along a little bit better too and stuff, I think it would definitely help too.
Andrea, what do you think?
Two things come to mind, and they're, I guess they pertain more to the individual massage therapist than perhaps the massage industry as a whole. I think two things that maybe should change is there are a lot of massage therapists out there that really don't know even the first step to like properly marketing their business, or, you know, like we were talking about sending out monthly or biweekly email blasts to mailing lists, like basic things like that, that a lot of massage therapists don't know how to do. And I don't think it's, obviously I don't think it's because they're not willing to or they don't have the ability to. Perhaps it's just lack of exposure to that information, which I have to commend you, Allissa. Like you, I mean, speaking from personal experience, you've taught me so much about that stuff, but, you know, I'm happy to say we're good friends, and I don't know, maybe if we didn't have that connection as friends through Facebook first, maybe I wouldn't have been exposed to that information. So I still think there's like the level of awareness as far as like business practices and marketing goes. I think massage therapists individually could go a long way with that. And secondly, I have an issue with almost like the businesses treating massage therapists, allowing themselves to be treated like robots or assembly line workers. And it's not even exclusive to working for a massage chain or a resort spa or something like that, or a chiropractor's office. Even a lot of massage therapists who I've met over the years who work for themselves and then mention how they just did, you know, 8 straight hours of massage in a day, and sometimes they wear it as a badge of honor, but other times it's like, you know, I just had to medicate and take an ice bath because I killed myself all day. Like, I think I'd like to see healthier limits being implemented as far as working conditions for massage therapists, the amount of hours that, I mean, does that make sense what I'm saying? Like, I think an increased level of awareness in what we're physically capable of performing, you know, on a daily, weekly, and even monthly basis, and tailoring our work schedules to accommodate a healthy balance in our lives.
I think that's a good point, and I think with massage, we get a double whammy because we're massage therapists, so our work is very physical, which, you know, I think some people, you know, my friend Jason, who works in Martha's Vineyard, is brilliant. He works very hard. He takes care of his body very well. So when it's in season on Martha's Vineyard and he's hustling a zillion hours a day, 7 days a week for 6 months, or I don't know, whatever the busy season is there, or however long, it's redonkulous. He takes care of himself so well and knows his limits and says no when he has to, that he can work like a maniac and his body does okay because he takes care of himself. But you add in the physical nature of our work, and I don't care how good you are at what you do and how good you are at body mechanics. The best body mechanic is knowing your limits and listening to that. But we've got this physical job, and we're usually running our own business. So you've got that like entrepreneur mentality. which is awesome, but it can make you push yourself in very unhealthy ways. So I totally got that. I think that was, and I think you're probably right. It's up there with the biggest problem. So what I think the biggest problem is, mine's twofold as well, of course, because I like to blather. So one, I see the problem as we are still not able to define what massage is and what it isn't. And the fields of energy work and non-massage body work and massage are so intertwined that we can't isolate what massage is and move forward as a massage profession, because we can't decide if we need to cut the cord on the other things or bring them in. You know, and I think ABMP does a great job of identifying who they are. Associated massage and body workers, body work professionals, and I'm probably messing up all those words, and I'm sorry, but they know that they are massage and body work. Awesome. And so they cater to massage and body workers, and they also have the esthetician organization, the sister organization. AMTA can't. It seems like they haven't figured that out. You know, they want to. They're the massage, you know, American Massage Therapy Association, but well, now the insurance is being extended to massage therapists that are also yoga practitioners and some other things. Estheticians, I think too. I'm confused now on that one. I don't remember what I read today. But can we stand up for massage if we've got Reiki on our backs? Can we speak to massage if, you know, we're dealing with Tai Chi? And that's really, I think AMTA has yet to properly define, because they don't want to cut the cord and have people not want to be members anymore because they also do Reiki. But we can't. You got to cut the cord if you want to move forward as massage. So I think, in general, not being able to identify ourselves, and also organizations being confused, one organization being confused about what they want to be, is a problem. I think that's holding us back. Make the decision, but stop being wishy-washy. You know, the NCB wants to raise the bar. They want people to be board certified, but then they allow shape-shifting as an acceptable continuing education credit. AMTA wants us to be respected, but then they hire a keynote speaker who, as Laura Allen in her brilliant post today noted, says on his website that if you're constipated, you might need your chakras aligned. I think your local gastroenterologist might take offense to that. And so you can't say you're one thing and then play all the other things. You got to figure out what you are and then roll with it, but go all in. So I think nobody's willing to go all in on what massage is, because everyone wants to, they make the attempt to play nice, and they don't want to lose membership, any more membership. So there's that, not being able to say who the hell we are. And then I think the second real pressing thing is, what's going to happen with the ACA? What's going to happen with Provision 2706? What's going to happen when states start enforcing this or not enforcing it? Are patients truly going to have that freedom of choice to see a massage practitioner for back pain and have that be covered? And should they? And if we've got somebody on a big stage saying that chakra work is good for that, we really can't expect people's physicians to endorse it. And it won't surprise me when a legislator says, "Ew, we're not doing this." So I think that these things combine, which is why I say it's twofold. But I think having this mishmash identity and having and not knowing how the ACA is going to roll out in the next couple of years is going to dramatically change us. I don't know if the Provision 2706 is going to change us for better or worse. I don't know who's going to survive if my colleagues around me start accepting insurance and I don't want to do that. How will my business do? It could be the end times for us. Or it could be the best thing that ever happened to us. So there's that. So Ryan, that's my thoughts on that. I had some. Where are you going to be, Ryan, next? What are you up to? Where are you going? What are you doing? Where can people find you?
Boston Marathon I'll be at. So next month, facing my fears, getting ready for it.
Awesome. Andrea, are you going to be anywhere fun where other people can find you before the World Massage Festival?
Well, I'm visiting the fam in Rochester in May, so if you're in Rochester and you want to have coffee, it's cool.
Rockin'. I'm going to California at the end of April. I don't even know what month it is today, seriously, right now. So in like 4 weeks, I'm heading to San Francisco, and I am going to do a segment at Irene Diamond's Design Your Dream Practice in San Francisco, which is, she does a big 3-day workshop. I'm doing a half-a-day segment, and you can find out about that on my Facebook page. It's awesome, and if you're on my email list, you'll get an email about that tomorrow. And then I'm teaching for the California chapter Silicon Valley unit that Sunday. I think it's April 27th. And we're doing a full day of online marketing. 6 hours. Me, Benjamin McDonald. This is sponsored by his company Massimio in San Jose. It is going to be off the hook. So if you're in California, those are things that may interest you. Or if you just want to travel and hang out with me, those are things that might interest you. And yeah, those are all the shticks I'm supposed to fit in. I'm checking all my notes to make sure I didn't forget something. Any other last-minute questions, Ryan?
Nope.
Well, that's not very helpful.
I could talk about Indiegogo for a second.
Yes, do that, because you're amazing with your crowdfunding.
Thanks. So before I opened Feetish, over a year ago, I did my first ever crowdfunding campaign on Indiegogo.com, and it was very successful. I raised over $2,500, thanks in no small part to you guys and everybody out there who uses social media and who I consider a friend. So thank you all for that. So I helped to raise startup costs to open, and now that I am a budding nail technician, I have a lot of things I need to pay for, like I have to have another redundant inspection from the cosmetology board of my 140 square foot space, because they need to say, yes, you're okay to do nails here in a safe and professional manner, go you. But I have to pay for that, right? And then I have to buy, a lot of pretty things like nail polishes and stuff like that. So Indiegogo worked so well for me the first time that I was really looking forward to using it again, and I have 30 more days left on my current campaign. If you go to feetishspa.com, there's a link right on my page to take you to the Indiegogo campaign, and if for no other reason you guys just watched the video that my friend Jeff helped me make, it's hilarious if I do say so myself, and it features my Star Trek nail art. So seriously, no pressure to contribute. Share it if you'd like to, but just watch the video and know that will make me the happiest girl on the planet if you just watch the video.
I am totally going to watch the video again, and I am going to contribute because I want my nails done before the World Massage Festival.
Yay! Thanks!
That was so fun! Yay! I'm totally getting a Worf nail and a Jean-Luc Picard nail. And then can I really mess people up and get Star Wars on the other hand, like Star Trek and Star Wars?
And they can fight like this.
Ryan, we'll do your nails too.
Yeah.
Just a pedicure.
That's fine. We'll make it happen.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I love how, I'm pretty loud and obnoxious, and Ryan's on every week, but Andrea is the real genius behind this trio. And she is just quietly doing things and that are so innovative with the Instagram and with the really kick-ass branding that some would say is kind of on the edge. And once you see it all together, it's beautiful. It's perfect for your community. It makes sense. And then just in the crowdfunding, this chick, you should be paying way more attention to her than
You're too kind, thank you.
Whatever. No more questions, Ryan?
Nope.
I didn't tune my ukulele. I could have entertained.
No, that's great that you didn't. So.
Oh, Andrea has finger puppets.
Oh yeah.
And I have like this little wooden pig that my grandfather carved. Yeah, so that's.
I have an alpaca. I don't know what sound alpacas make, and then I have Obama. Can you guys do like an Obama impression? I'm not very good, but
because we know like the NSA is already watching this and scanning it and probably reading the titles of the books in back of me, so I'm good. I'm not going to do a president of our command. I'm not going to do an impression of our commander in chief. At this point, Ryan, we're just running out the clock.
Yeah.
It's like 8,000 o'clock where I am right now. You guys, it's earlier for you. I have like an 8:30 client.
And what's the best way for people to get a hold of you guys then?
Writingabluestreak.com or just Google me or Facebook me. It's hard to not find me. Just Google Blue Streak and massage or any of those things. Andrea, how do people find you?
I run a continuing education website at confidentmassage.com. You can email me at helpinghands@confidentmassage.com. You can follow me on Instagram under Feetish Spa, or find me on Facebook, just Andrea Lipomi. There's not very many of us. You can find me on Twitter, but I'll just disappoint you because I'm hardly on there. So.
Just disappoint you. That's how I am on LinkedIn. And you know, I think since the three of us are on one screen right now, I'm going to point out that we have all done webinars for At Peace Media, at peace as in like peace media.com. All three of us have done webinars there, and I know we have all had amazing experiences. And you can get there. You don't have to just get the full day webinar. You can get our segments. So I've got a couple segments up there. Andrea does. I think yours are up, Ryan. I haven't looked at the page in a couple of days. They are an amazing operation run by John Gelp and Sherry Donovan. I hope I said that right. And they're phenomenal, and it's really high quality stuff. Our friend Lisa Gillespie has done tutorials. Who else? Lou Muller-Keller. I never say her name right. This is awful when I don't have the names in front of me, but Lou is awesome. I think she's done stuff, or she's going to. Lauren Cates, Ann Catlin, Susan Salvo, and just tons and tons of people. Wazlowski, and you name it, they've got it. And it's really great education, and I love that all three of us have done that. I get no kickbacks from saying that. I just really like them. I used to work with them. I don't anymore. I just do webinars for them now, and they're awesome. Anybody else?
I agree. They're very awesome.
I don't like that. I don't want to sound like I'm giving like all these people like plugs for money. I'm not getting any money off of direct plugs here. I just want the entire world to know about really cool services.
Well, totally. I mean, we're not making money off of our Young Thumbs extravaganza on July 24th in Las Vegas, but it's going to be awesome. So we want people to know, and we want people to show up.
Yeah. All right, Ryan, you've been awful quiet for a while there, big guy.
Yeah. I had a question. Who do you think the up-and-comers are of our generation? Just because a lot of the older generation, I mean, they're going to start to retire and...
Kat Marovich, she is, I think, who I would target as the writer that is going to propel us into something really cool. I think Melissa Finley, she's a spring chicken. She's younger than us. Kind of hate her for that. I think she is doing things that are going to change how we look at the body, and I think she is an amazing business mentor. You hear about how she's run Mending Hands and how she made a big move from New York City to Sarasota last year, and she's built a thriving practice within a year. And I'm forgetting people, and that's going to make me feel very embarrassed later. But it's late and I'm tired. Who else? What do you think, Ryan? Who do you see popping up that you think is just brilliant?
Honestly, I haven't seen a lot. It's just still all the old timers and stuff like that, and we need to get more younger generation out there.
Ariana LaCour, she's a little brilliant.
Oh yeah, yep.
And yeah, there's people around. They're just still quieter, and I think we all were when we started out too. We're getting louder and more obnoxious at this point. We just don't care what anybody thinks of us, or that might just be me. I've ostracized myself from so many groups; it doesn't matter anymore. But I think there's really, I mean, you look around at any, AMTA is phenomenal with state chapters. The local communities that happen from those state chapters, it's a beautiful thing to watch. And you can look around any particular annual chapter meeting or any particular event, and you can really see the couple of people who are the next state chapter presidents who will make change. There's such amazing leadership coming from the chapter level that yay! And I want to give AMTA some props because I really do love them. I don't know, kind of trash them a little bit tonight, but it's every organization has its problems and its negatives. But maybe we just need to do a better job of looking. Maybe this is our fault for not seeing people. Maybe we need to look. I'm gonna go ahead and blame. I'm putting this on us.
Yep.
Tracy Bradley. Oh my God, Tracy Bradley's brilliant. And there's more. Somebody else talk. I'm tired. I'm saying this sounds stupid. Cut this out. Can you edit this out?
Yep. Okay, so that's the hour then.
Thank you, guys.
Yep.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, and thank you, everybody.
I hope this was useful.